Crossing from West Africa down to Namibia, you have to go through what Steve has called the Gulf of Guinea car wash. It's just that. It's a lot of bad weather, and it's always there.
At this time of year, high winds over the Gulf of Guinea can wreak havoc on small aircraft.
The turbulence started, and it just slammed the airplane. You strapped your seatbelt down, and you're concentrating. You can't see outside. You're flying on instruments, and you're just trying to keep things straight and level. And it's pretty draining. Turbulence in light aircraft is kind of like being in a small boat in steep seas. And you're getting pitched and rolled, and it's all very abrupt.
When the lightning intensifies and the turbulence increases, the aircraft suddenly loses communications with Wings of Eagles in Florida. Now, Adam has no choice. Somehow, he's got to make it through the storm alone. Before taking off in Mike's plane, the pilots do a final systems check and immediately smell smoke from the control panel.
Smoke keeps rolling out, rolling out, rolling out. Obviously, there's big problems.
To stay on schedule, Mike and Dave take a calculated risk and begin their trip to Florida.
The smoke worries you a little bit, but you got to move past it.
They'll have to monitor the engine constantly, since most of their flight path will take them over miles of open ocean and into a potentially lethal storm front.
If we keep going, this could be really bad.
As a tropical weather system builds on the horizon, Mike and Dave continue their tense flight from Curacao to Miami.
If something's going to happen, more than likely it's going to happen up to Miami. We've already talked about our ditching procedures. These planes have been sitting quite some time, so we're preparing for everything.
Hey look, there's Dave Doble.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Let's come on over, we'll get you ready to jump.
Mike and Dave live by one simple rule: fly hard, play hard.
Conditions for the jump are great. You got a few puffy clouds out there, so you get a real sense of how fast you're actually falling. The only issue though is that there isn't any wind, which actually makes it really, really hard to have a nice soft landing.
About right now is when I'm starting to get my butterflies, and it's always in the back of your mind, why am I jumping out of a perfectly good airplane? But it's just what we do.
Woo! The door opens up and you're just pumped, it's just awesome.
I do a lot of extreme things, and skydiving is right there at the top of the list.
You pretty much get the same feeling inside when you launch on a oceanic leg. It's the same thing. You get just like a nice rush. Anyone says that they're not scared when they jump or they're not scared when they fly a plane, it's just flat out lying. Yeah! The jump was good. The landing, not so much.
Back in Wimauma, Florida, office team Jenny and Dayla make sure all of the paperwork is in order.
We're the pit bulls. We're called the pit bulls. We have a picture in the office. It's 2 pit bulls turning in expense reports without receipts.
We don't think so. Well, my job is to look at every receipt, make sure everything's in line, no foot massages allowed. If the pit bulls aren't happy, nobody's happy.
It's up to Jenny and Dayla to equip the pilots with everything they'll need for their trip, including large amounts of cash.
Dayla and Jenny both carry .380 pistols.
No better place to hide your friend but up under your tatas.
There's a small group of pilots in Wimauma, Florida, and they're called Wings of Eagles. And they take these small single-engine planes, and they fly them all around the world to all these remote destinations. Our job is to document these flights for this series.
When we talk to the pilots and listen to their stories and listen to the stories of how dangerous it was, how beautiful these flights are, we felt like the toughest challenge we had was really conveying that. So the best way for us to document this was to bring in Ken Sanborn, who is the pioneer and top-notch director for aerials. His work's been seen everywhere.
One of the things that's very important with aerial photography is coordination. Even with a great camera and great pilots, you need coordination. So we had a pilot and briefing meeting earlier today. Before we went out over the water, we draw everything out on a piece of paper. We set up the shots. So the pilot is constantly flying the airplane right at the stall speed or at the edge of his operating ability, and the helicopter is flying as fast as he can. And so that's why it's important that we have these meetings to coordinate so that everybody knows what's going on, so that when we go out there we can maximize the quality and safety during the process.
If we start at about 7:15, we'll get that magic hour and it'll get dark enough. It'll get dark
You can get some of those silhouette shots.
Yeah, silhouettes against the blue sky.
I just imagine all these beautiful shots. So I thought it'd be really cool if we can get up there with them, fly along with these guys just to show the viewer exactly what these guys are seeing. So that's exactly what we did.
We developed a gimbal mounted system that mounts on the front of a helicopter or on an airplane. It actually stabilizes the image while you're flying and actually produces those rock steady, smooth images that look like you're actually gliding over the earth. When we went out over the water today, we were trying to get a variety of shots that would be used with the airplane flying against the water, silhouettes against the sunset, beautiful beauty shots, but also some real tight action shots of the airplane, shots of the wing, shots of the pilot, a variety of shots that show the beauty, but also show how dangerous it is actually to be flying over pretty much open water.
After looking at the footage, Ken knocked it out of the park.